Coronation Street spoilers reveal escalating tensions, devastating consequences, and a crossover fallout that continues to send shockwaves through the cobbles. Becky issues a chilling new threat against Lisa and Carla, vowing that if everything falls apart, she will make sure Lisa goes down with her. The warning takes on new weight when Betsy overhears Lisa repeating Becky's words to Carla. Furious, Betsy storms off and confronts Becky behind bars, finally unleashing her pent-up anger over everything Becky has put him through. Becky's rage is unmistakable, but whether she will follow through on her dangerous promise remains uncertain. Later, Carla checks in on Betsy to see how she is coping. Clearly shaken, Betsy begs Carla not to leave her, though it remains unclear whether Carla will stay. Elsewhere, David and Shona are left stunned when Jod reveals that she was involved in the very same car crash as them. David later finds Jod suffering a panic attack in the hospital car park, where she admits she has nowhere else to go. At the hotel, Ryan presents Debbie with financial records that expose Carl siphoning off money for months. Armed with the evidence, Debbie confronts Carl, but how will he respond when the truth is laid bare? Meanwhile, Daniel and Megan arrive at number 1 with Birdie's birthday cake and presents, unaware that a jealous Will is watching from nearby. Daniel confides in Megan about Will's recent behavior, revealing that he has already given him detention. When Daniel invites Megan to Birdie's party the following day, she is delighted. Later, Leanne and Eva encounter Megan in Victoria Garden, where she is visibly distressed and in tears. What secrets will she confide in them? That evening at the bistro, Daniel thanks Megan for taking Birdie to school and admits that his feelings for her are growing stronger. Back at the hospital, David and Shona share a tender moment as they gaze lovingly at baby Harper, until it is abruptly shattered by a sudden alarm. A doctor delivers terrifying news: Harper urgently needs a blood transfusion. Gripped by fear, David and Shona cling to one another, terrified for their daughter's life. Elsewhere, Ronnie arrives at the cafe and overhears Mary and Asher discussing the devastating crash. Visibly shaken, he passes on Debbie's apologies before leaving quickly, struggling to contain his emotions. At the Undertaker's, an ambulance arrives carrying Billy's body. The devastating reality hits Summer all at once, and she collapses in tears. Todd remains by her side, offering what comfort he can. Later, Summer's grief turns to anger when she spots Debbie laughing with Ronnie in the street. In the final moments, Eva proposes a bold move, suggesting that Leanne sell her share of Speed Dahl and instead invest in Maggie's stake in the Rovers. Viewers were quick to react after Emmerdale delivered a brief but powerful forward message aimed at Coronation Street, as the fallout from the dramatic crossover continued. The moment marked ITV's revamped soap schedule, with both Emmerdale and Coronation Street now airing in 30-minute episodes each weeknight. The two shows joined forces for a special installment packed with high-stakes drama. The crossover centered on a terrifying multi-vehicle crash that drew characters from both sides of the Pennines into a devastating chain of events and its tragic aftermath. The episode confirmed that the collision was triggered by Emmerdale killer John Sugden and Coronation Street villain Becky Swain, whose vehicles smashed into one another on a rural road. The impact sealed the fate of Vicar Billy Mayhew, who died after becoming trapped inside a minibus that burst into flames. John later met his own end at the hands of his sister, Victoria. When Emmerdale aired on Tuesday night in its new 8 p.m. slot, the ripple effects of the crash were still being felt. Several characters, including Kane and Aaron Dingle, remained in hospital, while others back in the village struggled to process the tragedy. At the cafe, Dr. Jacob Gallagher was praised for his bravery as he appeared alongside his grandfather, Eric Pollard, after helping the injured in the immediate aftermath. Jacob later questioned Joe Tate, recently discharged from hospital, about what he remembered from that night. Joe, however, chose to remain silent. Elsewhere, Claudette Anderson was asked about the death of the vicar involved in the crash. Though Billy was not named, it was acknowledged that one of the drivers had died and that he was a man of the cloth. Claudette explained that her son Charles knew of him and described him as a good man, calling his death a devastating loss. The moment was later shared on Emmerdale's Instagram account with the simple caption, "Rest in peace, Billy," prompting an outpouring of emotion from fans. Coronation Street has also finally revealed the truth behind Jod's identity following the mystery introduced during the crossover. Jod first appeared in Monday's explosive Corrie episode, discovered bound in the back of a van away from the main wreckage. In a shocking twist, her captor was revealed to be Graham Foster, an Emmerdale character long believed to be dead. Jod managed to escape and was later found injured in the woods by Kit Green before being taken to hospital. Viewers quickly noticed a tree tattoo on Jod's wrist, which matched the tattoo on Shona's back. Jod was also seen recognizing Shona when she passed through the hospital after going into premature labor following the crash, sparking speculation of a family connection. In the latest episode, those theories were confirmed. As Shona was taken into surgery, David waited anxiously nearby. Meanwhile, Jod lingered in the hospital corridors, quietly placing a stolen toy bunny in Shona's room while she was still in theater. Later, she was seen pulling a piece of clothing from her bag and inhaling its scent. Shona and David later welcomed their baby girl safely, though the newborn required time in an incubator before she could breathe independently. The couple named her Harper in tribute to the doctor who helped deliver her. As they shared tender moments with their daughter, they remained unaware that Jod was watching silently from the corridor. When a passerby assumed she was the proud mother, Jod hesitated before softly correcting him, describing herself as the proud aunt, finally confirming her true connection. The revelation has fueled fresh speculation among soap fans, with many believing Jod could play a pivotal role in future crossover storylines. One viewer commented that her introduction, combined with Graham's involvement, could signal even more characters crossing between the soaps later this year. Meanwhile, Coronation Street viewers are convinced that Carl's downfall is now inevitable. Fans believe his reckless behavior, drinking, causing a serious crash, and placing an unconscious Debbie in the driver's seat, will soon catch up with him. The crossover episode, which many described as a late festive gift, launched 2026 with relentless drama, from Billy's tragic death to Carl framing his own half-sister. However, viewers believe one crucial detail seals Carl's fate. On Coronation Street's Reddit page, fans pointed out that in an earlier episode, both Michael and Daniel were seen noticing Carl behind the wheel with Debbie beside him, evidence many believe will ultimately expose the truth. Coronation Street continues tonight at 7:30 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX.